Welcome. Hi. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Today, Monday, the 25th, is Memorial Day. And so this is a day to, remember. And so, however you do that, it's left up to each one of us to decide how we want to spend these days that we have ritualized. And so it's a beautiful day. The sun is out and it's a beautiful sun. It's not too hot and it's just enough to kind of penetrate, right? And so it's beautiful. Get out in that sun. It feels wonderful out there. And so today I am doing a reading. I do feel like animals are very significant right now. You could be having animals showing up, specific animals, or just animals. You're relating to them very specifically right now. There's something to do with animals that's coming out. And so you could have a special connection with animals right now and feeling, and there could be signs and synchronicities, nudges coming through animals. And so I did pull out my animal oracle deck. We'll be working with that today. And yeah, so let's do this and find out what spirit wants us to know today, so that we can, enter into that energy of our highest potential on today. All right, so let's do it. Like, share, comment. And if I haven't said it already, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Subscribe if you have not. Hit the bell if you find yourself subscribing. And so let's jump in, okay? So I did pull out my cards, and I'm going to put them right here. But I have the animal spirit. The first one is the ant spirit. Time to collaborate. I have porcupine spirit. Time for a beginner's mind. And then I have the sandpiper spirit. I love this. Time to play, or be playful, rather. And so, first of all, to start off with the ant spirit, which was the first one that came out, time to collaborate. It is a number one. And so this brings in the energy. This could be a time where there are opportunities that are arising for you right now in this moment. And there is a potential that exists in the air for you to step into even the energy of leadership, right? This may be an opportunity for you to lead the way and step into your energy of audacity. I love that word, to be audacious. Um, there may be a new path that has opened up. I do sense a bit of a new beginning starting right now for someone, and the pieces of the puzzle is becoming clear. And so things may be coming together right now in this moment where you're able to see and you're putting things together and it's becoming clear and giving you a clear understanding of what is set before you or what those opportunities are. And it could have something to do with collaboration. And so let's find out what it is that you need to know about the situation coming in today around the ant spirit for your highest good. Okay. For your highest good. And so again, the ant spirit brings in the energy of collaboration. It's time to collaborate. And so one thing that we do know about the ants is that the ants are one of the, I think, the most highest functional creatures that's on the planet. Like, the ants are highly, um, what is the word to describe an ant? They are highly functional, motivated. Like, is there anything that an ant can't do, right? You could watch an ant take this large chunk of food, and they'll go back to, their colony and bring back help, and they'll break that thing down until they've transported that whole piece of food back to where it is that they, nest and colonize and use it. It's just absolutely amazing. Not only that, they will travel great lengths as well to do this and won't complain a bit until the job is done. And so there's something to be said about this energy of the ant. This could speak about the energy that you are in right now, this relentless energy that you are in, or spirit may be saying it's time to step into this energy. And so there's something about being ready to embark on opportunities that are open right now that comes into play. And it could have something to do with collaboration, being open to collaborate and to work with others, to step into like a community or a tribe. For some of you, you may be about to step into your tribe, your soul family, um, in order to work towards a common goal, right? And to be open and willing to collaborate and accept maybe help that's being offered to you. Yeah. And this could either be physically with someone, but it could also be like the most important partnership that you are a part of in co-creating with, and that's spirit. Okay. But whatever this is the thing that is coming in to help bring your intuitions into fruition. And it's asking you to be open and to focus in and pour your intention towards this area right now, especially with spirit. This may also be a time to pull your attention away from things that may be serving as a distraction right now, because the world around us has lots of things that can easily pull our attention away from where it should be, almost in this very elusive way, a very seductive way. There could be things that are pulling at you, trying to pull you away from where it is that spirit wants you to focus on right now. And so remember that there is a bit of discipline that's necessary with this. And it could be like things to help you stay grounded and focused, like meditation to keep you on track. It could be setting a schedule for the day, putting together a routine. It could be connecting with people that are able to keep you accountable, like however that works for you, however you manage your time and allow yourself to stay accountable. It may be time to implement things like that. So the ant spirit is also talking about this very beautiful collaboration that happens with the ants. And it's understanding that there is power in numbers. Spirit is saying right now, there's power in numbers. And so for those of us, for those of you that always feel like you have to do it yourself, this is coming in to let you know that there's a new way that's opening up to you, a new opportunity to actually allow yourself to join efforts and take some of the weight that you're carrying and feeling like you have to do it all yourself and carry all of the burden. Along with this is an opportunity also to dethrone some tendencies around our thinking, around feeling like we need to do it ourselves. Maybe you feel like, it never works out, when you try to collaborate. Or there has been certain situations that's left a bad taste in your mouth and that's caused you to really just pull away and feel like, yeah, this way is easier. Or there's something about spirit wanting you to take a look at those thoughts today and actually ask yourself whether or not that's really serving you still. Is it really serving you? Are there areas where you can actually re-examine and find space to see something different? Right. And so spirit is showing up now. There's signs and opportunities to heal, to relearn, and to trust that there are specific people appointed to show up. And not only to show up, but to show up in a very specific way. And I feel like that's an authentic way, a genuine way. And so there's something about the ant spirit too that's actually challenging limiting beliefs right now. Yeah. And so there's something about community that's drawing you in right now. And that's helping you to understand that who is being led to you or brought to you, that it would be something, it feels like it's going to be something very authentic and something that is trustworthy. Now, don't get it twisted. Like if you already have connection with someone and it has already proven not to be, obviously, that's not what spirit is talking about, right? Because this is going to be something that is trustworthy, okay? That's going to be authentic. put my earphones up. And then if it's not a physical partnership that's coming in, this is you being able to trust spirit, right? That spirit's going to do the part that's needed, right? Maybe even above and beyond where your limits begin. Spirit takes over from there. But there's something about bringing in miracles right now. Bringing in miracles. And so I am going to see, what is this collaboration? What can my viewer, what is this collaboration for my viewer, spirit? And this could be like opposites too. I'm feeling that like whoever spirit is bringing in, it's going to be something that someone that is good at what you're not good at. And you're going to be good at what they're not good at. So it may be like this very opposite energy. And this is going to be someone who is actually carries a lot of weight, someone very empowered that will empower you as well. It's almost like you're going to share in this balance of power. And it's going to be very balanced, very reciprocal. There's this consciousness around reciprocation and balance here coming in. Now, when I look at the clarification, we have the Ace of Cups and the Four of Cups. And so this is something, there's something here about a new opportunity. Again, we have an ace, another one. And whatever this is, whoever this is, brings in, there's something to do with the phases of the moon. So this could be someone for you that comes in. We are about to go into this new moon phase in Gemini. That could be very significant. Also, what I'm hearing, because this cup sits on a body of water. So there's something about something symbolic around emotions, right? With this connection. And something very balanced as well. So it's very symbolic of new beginnings. This may be a new beginning. For some of you, it could be connection, but there's something that's going to bring in a lot of fulfillment. And this could be something that you have rejected. I'm hearing with the Four of Cups in the past. There's something about maybe being preoccupied or being like your mind is somewhere else. So you haven't even seen this, the potential of this, right? You haven't even seen the potential here because you are almost focused on something else with the Four of Cups. Yeah. Interesting. So the Ace of Cups leading to the Four of Cups, this new beginning, leading to, there's this energy of just being very nonchalant. So I feel like whatever this is, it's like, okay, it's almost like you don't even realize that this is the Holy Grail, and you could be in a situation where you're just like, feeling like really bored, even discontent. But there's something about being careful so that you don't miss this. And Spirit is saying the very mundane is significant. The very mundane is significant. And so it's almost like there's something very significant, but it's not being perceived that way. Give me 1 second. Let me close my window. Okay. So it almost feels like spirit has tried to offer you this help, right? But there's something about you not seeing it, or, yeah, just not really being aware, or not seeing the value of what spirit is offering. And I do see a squirrel here. There's a squirrel in the tree that's peeking like, oh, you don't want the cup? I want it. This is so funny. Others may, and then there's a rat on the ground that's like trying to get into one of the cups too. So this could be something that, others could even see the value in it. And they're kind of like, if you don't want it, listen, I want it. Move out the way. So others can see the value in this. But it's something about a new beginning coming in. If you're not careful, this may, in fact, pass you by because you are either not open or you're not aware. Because it's almost like there's this energy of just like, oh, yeah, right? But this is not that. This is not that. This is actually something pretty significant. Spirit is saying this is something pretty significant. So for whoever you are, keep your eyes peeled, because it's not going to come in sparkly colors and the rainbow, and it's not going to bust out like that. But it's going to be something very simple, something very everyday, mundane, but there's some hidden treasure there. Otherwise, right? If it wasn't, I always love how certain things are hidden in plain sight, because if it wasn't, then, everyone would have the opportunity, everyone would want it if they knew what it was. And I read a story once about, it was called The Pear and the Priest. And it was about just not really taking for granted anybody or anything, was the moral of the story. And sometimes we can not understand, that sometimes we're in the presence of angels, or sometimes we're in the presence of people who are set up to help us in some kind of way. But because we've come to a place where we stop being grateful and appreciative for life, we miss it. And in this story, there was a man who was a businessman who had he sold pears, and there was an old tattered, raggedy priest that came up, and he was like, just let me get a pear. And he looked at the man and looked at his disposition. He was like, no, buy one. And he was like, you know what? You got a truck full of pears, sir. Just give me a pear. And he was like, no. And so he went through this whole spiel where he learned a very valuable lesson. And what ended up happening is the man ended up being like somebody significant. And he learned a very valuable lesson. Not only did he, not give him the pear, he ended up losing all of his pears that day for his business. And he ended up feeding the crowd with the pear because he was just so selfish and greedy and, unwilling to be open and see what he had at his disposal. And I guess had he been open and shared of what he had, he could have multiplied it that day. But the very opposite happened. And so there's something here about just being open and willing to collaborate, being willing to see what spirit could be bringing before you is very purposeful. And it's not going to show up in bright lights and in sparkles, and it's not going to show up in the way that you might think it would, but that's on purpose. Okay, going to our next card, which is the Porcupine Spirit. And this is what spirit is guiding you to your next action. That's going to keep you in alignment with your highest intentions. Porcupine Spirit, and it's a 48, which turns out to be a 12 and a 3. And this is all about creativity, also talking about groups and growth, family, an initial achievement. And so Porcupine is talking about having a beginner's mind. Having a beginner's mind. And you're kind of being asked to adopt a starter's mindset and to approach situations with like a very childlike mindset, like with a little bit of innocence and curiosity. That's because those old stories that limit is blocking or will block. And so there's a need to turn that off. Like we were talking about with the collaboration, it's time to turn that off and allow yourself to approach the situation with curiosity instead of with the old mindset, with the stories, the confining stories that no longer serve you, right? It's approaching without that mindset, releasing that old mindset, and understanding that life is going to present these surprises that are hidden in plain sight. But it requires for us to put on a new set of glasses, a new set of lenses, and a new set of eyes that can possibly help us to see that what we're looking for is right there. And this could be whatever that is. That could mean different things for us right now, today. But Spirit is saying with Porcupine Spirit, there's a need to realize that it's right before you. It's right there. And it's inviting you to co-create. And when you're open and you see that it, comes forth just like that, you're going to be like, wow, who knew? Who knew? And so Porcupine is asking us to actually be a little open. I like this card because if you look at that card, the porcupine kind of looks like, it gives me hippie energy. And when we think of the energy or the attitude of the hippies, they're like very free spirited. They're a little bit playful and childlike. They're just like, dude, what are we doing today? I love it. But Spirit is saying there is so much waiting for you to discover. And the thing that is needed here, also what I noticed with Porcupine is the defense system, right? That's what we are aware when we think of the porcupine. They have an amazing self-defense system. And so this could also talk about defenses that are up right now. Are you feeling a little bit prickly and defensive lately and assuming that you'll be hurt? If you are open or take some type of action that's being called for right now, maybe there's like something also coming up here too about guilt, something coming up here about shame that's causing this very cynical and wary energy when it's actually calling to be open and curious, right? And so there's something about lowering your guards, not having that energy of self-protection. Not to say that you don't need it, you do. It's a good thing. And you may be in some situations in your life where you need that, and you have needed that to protect yourself from something that wanted to harm you. But in this case, this is something that will bring you abundance. Spirit is trying to bring you abundance. And this protection is guarding you from that abundance, from that happiness, from the connection that is meant for you. There's something about remembering your innocence here. And that's interesting because this weekend, Spirit was saying, go play. Spirit was saying, put down the heavy weights of disappointment, of expectation, and just go play. And I really felt like Spirit was saying, dive back down into that inner child. And so many times we're thinking it's too late. Like, okay, I had my childhood. It was, so it is what it is. It's too bad. No, you can relive your childhood at any time when you get ready. At any point, I could go outside and draw a hopscotch and go play hopscotch. At any time, when I get ready, I could go buy me a jar of marbles, and go outside in the dirt and play. Nothing's stopping me from doing that. I could go and get me a hula hoop and just start hula hooping. Nothing is stopping me from reliving and healing my child and allowing myself to have experiences that I may have been deprived from. There's nothing stopping us from doing that. And I feel like that's kind of like what Spirit was saying this weekend. Put everything down and go play. Stop being so serious. That's how I took that. Stop being so serious. Enjoy life. Okay. And Spirit is saying that here too, like, remember your innocence. And immediately when you step out of that defensive energy, you'll start to see things differently. You'll start to see what you actually is overlooking. That Four of Cups, there's something you're overlooking here. There's something about the porcupine quills that's very interesting. Their little quills are filled with air. And so that is the reason why porcupines are able to float on water. And so they're multifaceted and they have multi-purpose. It's amazing how creation is just so on point with everything. And so this is all about you allowing a time to delve back into your innocence and allow that to keep you afloat, to keep you buoyant. And it's a hard time right now. I'm not going to lie. Right now, there's a lot of change that's happening. Every time I do a card, I always get the death over the last couple of weeks, which says that there is a major shift that's happening right now. And for some of us, it could be heavy and it's necessary, but it could be heavy. Some of us have found ways to, surf this wave of transition. Some of us are just barely, becoming acclimated to this type of energy. And it's very shadowy energy. It's very dark energy that's being brought up to the surface right now. And so if we're not careful, we might get caught up in that transition as these things are being brought up to be healed and to be seen and to release right now. But Spirit is saying, even though that's happening, we have the choice to feel joy in any situation that we're going through. Because joy is not dependent upon happenings. That's happiness. Happiness is depending upon happenings. But joy is when you say, you know what? Yes, things are heavy. Things do feel like weighted right now, but I choose to be to be joyful in this situation. I'm going to invite my joy into this experience, even though it is what it is. Why not? Right? Why can't I go out and dance in the rain? The rain is not going to stop me from going outside. I'll go dance in it, baby. And people are going to look at me crazy because they don't hear the music that I hear. So let them look at you crazy. But Spirit is saying that here, like, it's time for a beginner's mind today. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. Oh, my cards got turned over. Okay. So what's the next right action? So allow ourselves to be taken back to that very innocent beginner's mind. We have the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like Spirit is saying that is the energy. That childlike energy is what's attracting abundance to you. 10 of Pentacles. But you got to let go. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. It's somebody's situation is changing just like that because you simply released the weight and you chose joy. And this 10 of Pentacles is changing. There's a change that's happening with someone's situation and better positioning for you, not only just you, but the 10 of Pentacles is lasting. It's giving you the ability to plan even for your offspring, those coming after you. This is a lengthy amount of wealth and abundance. And we're not just talking money. I feel like we're talking about abundance, a lifestyle change, a generational change, like a legacy being planted here. This is almost like even healing, certain stigmas on our families, on our bloodlines. and changing the course of our personal history. So there's something very powerful about this porcupine spirit and allowing yourself to enter into this space that you're being invited into. Okay, that's what's coming out. For you to align yourself to your highest potential, for your highest intentions, is to step outside of the reality of the past, what it was, if it is limiting, and allow yourself to be renewed in your mind, to put on a new set of glasses so you can see things differently, to be curious and to think through the eyes of innocence. Okay. And when we think of how a child sees things, you can send a child outside and they're not, trying to figure out, why things are the way they are. Maybe they are, but for the most part, children are just exploring. They're in awe. They're like, oh, this stuff is like putty. It feels interesting on my fingers. Oh, this tree. Oh, it feels kind of, prickly, but it also, there's like an energy coming from it. They're just really curious and open to discovery. They haven't prejudged anything. And I feel like that's what Spirit is saying for us here. And if you have, it's never too late to go back and be curious, Lastly, we have the Sandpiper Spirit. Be playful. What Spirit just said. And Spirit is also saying this is where the evolution is taking place, if you remain on this path. Okay. And so this is not just an experience. Spirit is saying, yeah, this is what is going to evolve you and keep you moving forward. I almost feel like Spirit is saying, develop this level of operation where you're able to really operate on this level. It is a number 6. And so 6s bring in energy around communication, again, cooperation, harmony, problem solving, and progress, moving forward. The Sandpiper Spirit is all about being playful. And this bird is kind of like a cute little clown, the Sandpiper, and it pokes its beak into the sand before darting off to chase the waves, right? It's very playful and it's very spontaneous, very light and bubbly. And so Spirit is saying, enter into this energy, enter into the energy of joy. That's what it feels like for me. It feels like joy, inviting that energy intentionally into your situations right now today. Because that is the energy that's going to connect you to the magic waiting to happen for you. It's activating the magic for you. And I feel like for whoever this is for, there's actually things that await. That's just waiting for you to see your situation differently. Because when your heart is heavy, it blocks out the things that is supposed to be coming into your life, because you're carrying things that keep you from bringing anything else in. You don't have room to carry anything else because you're too busy carrying your burdens. And those are the things that's weighing you down. So Spirit is saying, set that down for a minute and embrace joy. Embrace joy. Lighten your burden by finding humor in every day, even to the point where you become like a playful child. It's coming out again. It's being reiterated again. And find this curiosity and wonder. And soon you will find that your situation shifts. Your life spirit lifts for life. Your spirit feels like it has been lifted, if I could say that. And that could be just like allowing yourself to go spend a couple of minutes or a couple of hours doing something that exuberates your soul. You're being invited to find something that allows you to enjoy the ridiculousness of life and to be willing to just jump all in, worry-free. Even to the point where you just allow yourself to be goofy, and to have a belly roll type of laugh, just ha ha ha, where you ever had a laugh that was so heavy and so deep that you fell to the floor and you just, oh my God, your stomach hurt. Spirit wants you to enter that level. And I'm seeing somebody just laughing and just like abundance just pouring all over them. The more you laugh, the more abundance is going to pour over you. Just abandon yourself to this energy. So give me some more information on this Sandpiper spirit. More information on the Sandpiper spirit. 3 of Pentacles and 7 of Cups. Yeah, this is going to open up opportunities that you have never even imagined. Yes, with the 3 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups, this is going to open up opportunities that you never even imagined. It's going to be like magic. I really do feel that way. There's a lot of pentacles that came out here and a lot of cups. So we're just talking about abundance and fulfillment that is waiting for you to claim it, to align yourself with it today. Okay. And so that is the encouragement coming out. Find your joy. It's yours and it's waiting for you. The beautiful thing about what's yours is nobody else can claim it. It's yours. Yeah. And so that's what I hear here. And thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this was encouraging. And go find your joy, because that is where your abundance is waiting for you. Spirit is saying to be open and allow yourself to be curious and release anything that feels heavy right now. You may, in fact, be going through a heavy time. I think we all are. But you get to decide how you experience it. It may be something that you have to go through, yeah, but you still get to decide how you're going to experience it. That's completely in your hands. And you get to decide what comes out of this as well. And Spirit is saying that there's something that's happening all around you. There may be things trying to distract you from what is actually all around you. But Spirit is saying, choose joy, choose curiosity, choose openness. And I feel like there's something here that you may not be seeing that may be hidden. And the key to seeing it is choosing joy and gratitude. Okay. So that's the message for today. Thank you so much for stopping by with Blood Moon Oracle, bringing you something to lift your soul. Yes, there is hope in today. As much, bad news that we have going on in the world, there is yet still a hope that waits for each and every one of us if we're willing to claim it. The world could be upside down and there will still be those in the middle of that chaos having the best days of their lives. And that could be us, if that's what we choose for it to be. Because it is what we say it is. Period. Okay. So thank you for stopping by. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. Let me know if it resonated. I will see you all next time. Bye.